Hey, if you wanted to know the four things needed to thrive right now, you're listening to the right episode of the Loan Officer Leadership Podcast. I'm your host, Steve Kiles. Carl White. We have got a great topic that has come out of these boot camps that are helping so many loan officers. And Carl, I got to tell you, man, I feel a little fired up, and I don't know that you know the whole thing we're going to talk about, but I can't wait for you to just chime in and let's go. The
Dude, you
four
sound
things
fired
needed
up. So the four things needed for what now?
to thrive right now as a loan officer.
Well, there's
You
some
ready?
thriving needed in the industry right now. But
Yeah.
it's funny. It's funny. I saw it probably about 30 days ago.
Yeah.
We started seeing a major uptick in loan apps in production. So it's you know what I think it is, man.
Yeah.
We've all collectively been pedaling up a hill.
Mm.
And I think we're just hitting that crest where we
Yeah.
go, ah,
Yeah.
okay, now
Yeah.
I'm seeing the results of doing it.
Yeah.
So, all right, man, let's do it.
Hey,
Four
well, and
things.
what's great about that too is we're gaining the momentum. And you know what? The divide's getting bigger, Carl. It's the ones that have and are doing the work are excelling in a big way, and the ones that are not are having a bigger challenge than ever before. Hey, okay, so here's the four things.
Dude,
So
by the way, did you hear about Drew Hittner?
t tell me about it.
Dude, this cat in January was a tough month, right? It's
Yeah,
all
yeah,
good.
yeah.
And we all have these happen, right?
Sure.
In January, he man had toughest month he's ever had, no closings, right? It's happened to all of us, right? And so no closing, dude, in March,
Yeah.
14.
Let's go.
14.
From doing it,
Dude,
from doing the work.
14 from doing the work. He said it was just simply tracking and
Yeah.
focusing,
Hey, and
tracking and
I'll tell you what
focusing.
it is. It's these four things we're going to talk about today. You ready? Here we go. I'm going to call them out, and then you're going to talk about each one individually. So, number one, in to thrive
Wait,
in
wait, wait.
today.
Which by the way, that's if he makes $3,000 per closing. I don't know that he does. I'm just using that
Yeah,
number. Dude, that's $42,000.
brother, that's doctor money.
Yeah,
Doctor money.
that's like, hey, if you're walking your dog
Yeah,
or you're driving your car, that's like pull over
yeah.
and listen to this if you agree with us that every 42,000 helps. Right.
Hey,
So
and
all right,
and hey, hold on. You know what's amazing too? Because we
tell me.
talked about it in the Breakfast Club this morning. How much did the activity cost him to be able to make that money? And you know what it was? Zero.
Yeah, no checks
Like
written.
he didn't write a check to like actually get the activity
No,
going.
no bought leads,
No,
no widgets, no shiny
no,
whistles, just
no.
tracking and sales
A
process.
proven plan, which is number three. So
A
here are
proven
the
plan.
four things
Okay.
right now to thrive
What's
is
that?
discipline.
Mm,
Okay. Let me tell you the next one, consistency.
mm,
Third one, proven plan.
mm.
And the fourth one, Carl, structure to stay accountable. This is going to be a great conversation. So I'm going to
Structure to stay accountable. All
accountable.
right. So
It's
I just wrote those down. I'm interested to see what's the difference between like a structure to stay accountable sounds like a combination of discipline and consistency, but maybe discipline and consistency is a result of
yeah.
structure to stay
Well,
accountable.
hey, and let's talk this out. So look,
Okay,
the discipline side is this.
tell me.
So as everybody being a day one loan officer, the challenge is it's a lot like working out. The first day you go, it's not like you feel it, you want it. What you want is the desired result of a
Yeah.
six pack or getting in shape. The discipline is forcing yourself, whatever it takes. It's the resolve, it's the mindset, it's the commitment to yourself and to those who are counting on you that I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to show up each and every day until I get the results. So the discipline is that's the hardest part. You and I talk about going from zero or ramping back up from 0 loans a month to a consistent 4+ loans a month is probably the hardest place. And in my opinion, it starts with discipline. What do you think about that?
Yeah, discipline.
That's the
All right,
hardest
so
part. It's like, dude, yeah,
so how do you do it, man? How do you have the like everybody knows if I have the discipline to do it, everybody knows,
mm,
look, the reason why Muhammad Ali was the greatest boxer in many people's minds of all time,
yeah,
the reason why Michael Jordan, greatest basketball player, the reason why Tom Brady, likely greatest maybe even football player of all time,
mm,
everybody knows his discipline. Everybody
Yeah.
knows they weren't born great, right? That Michael Jordan, I think what was it, shot 300 free throw lines after every game,
Hmm.
not
Hmm.
before, after
Yep.
every
Yep.
game.
Yep.
So everybody knows discipline's the name of the game, man. How to solve my problem, Obi-Wan
Well,
Kenobi.
no, no, no. That's why we're talking, because I want to. Hey, here's what I think is you got to have a burning desire
Mm.
that, like, number one, it's that you and I were talking about it, a burning desire. And for some people, discipline actually takes root when you feel like you're backed up against a corner or back against a wall. And it's like the only way out is through. We're not getting out of the business, but the resolve. And here's what I thought too. When you just asked, how do I stay disciplined? Number one, I got to make a decision. And I think number two is I've got to be in a community that holds me accountable, because Carl, look, if you're counting on me, I'm not hitting that snooze button. Steve, you got to be here at 5 a.m. Because Steve, I'm counting on you, brother. My butt's up at 4:15 because Carl's counting on me. But if I'm counting on me,
I'll let me
I
down
might
every day
hit
of the
that
week.
snooze button.
Yeah, I'll let me
And
down every day of the week. So I think you're 1,000% correct. I think the secret sauce is making a public commitment,
ooh, yeah,
and having a group of people, and I'm using air quotes here,
yeah,
showing up at my front door
yeah.
saying, "Hey, Carl, you said you was going to go walk 5 miles a day. We're here. We're here with you to go.
Mm,
Let's go." There's zero chance that I'm not going to go.
yep,
And
yep,
it's about surrounding myself. It's, you know what it is? It's peer pressure in a cool way.
yep. Hey, because hey, I've done that with you. Remember, we've taken some of those early morning bike rides. You ride 20 miles, 40 miles a morning, and I've come over, stayed with you, and it's like 4:30. Let's go, Steve. And I'm like, okay,
All right,
okay,
stumbling
I'm
down and
getting on that bike. Let's
keep in
go.
mind it's 3:30 your
It's
time,
3:30 my time. So
your internal
yeah,
clock, yeah. But
I
but
totally get that.
it's the peer pressure,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
in a good way. It's like,
Oh,
hey
for
man,
sure.
you said you're just going to do it. Are you doing it?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And then when you finish, like this
Oh, yeah.
wave of confidence. I've
Mm,
done something. I feel good
accomplishment.
about myself.
Yeah,
I said I was going to do it. I followed through with my promise to myself and in
yeah,
my case my brother.
yeah.
So yeah, I think surrounding yourself with a cool group that's going out and doing the journey with you
Mm-hmm.
is just nothing replaces that.
I love
Nothing.
it. I love it.
Nothing.
Well, I think it's the linchpin. So many people are trying to do it by themselves, saying I'm struggling with discipline, understanding there is a resolve, there is a why, but community is the glue that keeps discipline there. Hey, let's talk about the second one, consistency.
Okay.
So consistency, what are your thoughts on that? Like right now it's needed to thrive. Like here's what made me think about that, Carl, is I was talking to somebody literally this week, and he said, man, Steve, I did 500 calls literally last week, or I don't know, it was like last week. And I said, awesome. Or no, maybe it was a couple weeks ago. And he said, but man, I'm just not getting the results. And I said, well, dude, tell me what you did. And that week's activity, Carl, was gangbusters, like 500 calls and all these appointments. And what I said was, what did you do the next week? And he said, well, the first week I didn't do it, man. I already did it like 2 weeks ago, but I didn't get the results.
Mm.
And it made me realize that discipline one week won't, like, hey, I'll do this, Carl. You remember this? Hey, Carl, I want to go I want a six pack, my man. And hey, talk to me about this. I went to the gym. I showed up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but I didn't get my six pack at the end of the week. Carl, what should I do?
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
the next week and the
Maybe
next
do
week.
it. Yeah. Maybe do it again. Yeah. So see, I think the consistency goes, I think it follows right hand in hand with the discipline that we all
Mm,
know that if I go mow my yard once,
yeah,
well, in a month from now, I'm going to have a weedy, messy looking yard
yeah,
that we need to take care of that yard consistently. So the same
mm,
thing in our business is
yeah,
that we can't mow the yard just once. We have to go out there and mow the yard. Not every day, not all days,
yeah.
but consistently some days. And
Mm,
so I think it goes back into the discipline that if I have the discipline in the group and the cool peer pressure coming from other winners that are already doing it, that already have the six pack,
mm-hmm,
and because see, now I believe it because I look at them and I go, damn, Steve's looking pretty good. And all he's
mm-hmm.
doing is this. That's it. That's all I got to do.
Yeah.
No, really, that's it. That's it. it's not near as much as people think, or as that we think it is. Like somehow we get it like, well, we gotta run 100 miles every day. No, come to find out, you need to walk about two. About two.
Every
You
and
walk
just
about
do it every day. Yeah.
every day. You walk
Yeah.
2 miles a day, and man, it's hard to go wrong from that.
Yeah.
And so I think that the consistency comes back to the discipline, and it's just again hanging out with the right group and just doing that activity over and over and
Hmm.
over. Like every single successful business person, sport athletic, student, everybody that's successful, the one thing they have is consistency.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you hear that
Consistency out
success
trumps talent every day of the week.
every
I'll
day
tell
of
you
the week.
that
Yeah.
every day of the week. Yeah.
Hey, and that's where it goes back to success is really not sexy. It's just doing the right activity
Mhm.
consistently over time.
Mhm.
Hey, you know what probably a better word for that then is, Carl? Probably
Tell me.
structure. Structure.
Mm,
Structure is what in my opinion, it's kind of the framework that holds your commitment of discipline and the proven plan together. Because if I got structure around my activity, now it's sustainable. So maybe it's,
yeah.
hey, the discipline, then it's structure to be able to hold that discipline in place. And then number three is you got to have a proven plan. You know, it's amazing to hear. We were on the Breakfast Club this morning, and Joanne was talking about she'd been in the business 30 years, and she's like, the results she's seeing was amazing because she's like, if I only knew this is all I had to do each and every day, I'd
Yeah.
have been doing it. And it was like
Yeah.
some people just don't know, they don't have a plan.
Yeah. And I think having the structured plan is the reason why people like Drew Hittner,
Mm,
and so many others that we talk to, the reason why they have such great results, not working evenings, not working weekends, that
hmm.
come to find out when we have a structured plan Monday
Yep.
through Friday, or even
Yep.
Monday through Thursday, and we're doing structured activity, Steve, even for like 3, 4 hours a day, right? We're
Yeah.
not talking about 10 or 12.
Yeah.
We're talking about structured activity that's a proven plan, having discipline to do it. You do prospecting activity 3 or 4 hours a day, brother, you'll be in the top 1% in
It's amazing.
record speed.
Yeah.
Because it goes back to that thing that we've talked about probably 100 times here. When we go across the nation and speak at different events that people are kind enough to invite me and you to, that that we ask that question of what's the number one thing that makes you most of your money, right? And people name off all these different lead generation activities, which they're all good. And then
Yeah.
we ask the question, which is prospecting, right? And then we ask, how many hours or minutes did you do that in the last 7 days? And
And
the
this
average
response
answer is
is crazy. Yeah.
the average answer is zero. That they spent 0 hours actually prospecting. That they were busy, and I get it, man. I've been there, right? And we
Yeah.
all have that. I spent my time, putting out fires, or worse than that, getting ready to get ready, getting ready to get
Mm,
ready,
that's
getting ready
good.
to get ready. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
that when we
because
just
hey, you know why people do that too? Let me just throw
tell
that
me,
in there is
tell
because they
me.
think preparation brings confidence. It's not the
Mm,
preparation, it's action.
mm,
Action is what actually grows your confidence because it's what like the confidence comes or clarity comes in action, not in preparation. So,
yeah. Dude, that's like this podcast that we're doing.
yeah.
When we click the record button, I have no confidence. Right? I'm just being honest. Right? I don't. That's not a bad thing. I just my confidence level, like I don't know.
What are we going
I
to
don't
talk about?
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when we finish it, when we click the stop record, then we
Yeah.
go, you know what? That was some good information, man. That's going to
That's
really
great
help
stuff.
some people.
Yeah.
And I would say that confidence, it never comes before. It always comes after. Like
That's so
always. I
good.
think it just always comes after. And yeah, we're
That's so,
we're
so
waiting for
good.
that shot of courage. That shot of courage comes after you do something, not before.
Mm. Hey,
Yeah,
and you know
nobody.
what? And the more you do it, then you feel this. You said it earlier. It's like when I'm doing the activity, and at the end of the day, I'm like high-fiving myself. I'm like, I did it. And there's this emotional connection as well. It's like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that was great. Let's do it again. And what
Yeah.
happens is the more you do it, the more addictive that becomes. Hey, I heard something the other day and I thought this is really what it is. Your discipline over time turns into desire, just like working out. Like the first 30,
Mhm.
60, 90 days, like even when you were riding your bike, it probably, I remember years ago when you started riding every morning, it's probably like, whew, this is a little bit of work. And now there's not a time where that discipline didn't turn into desire. And now it's devotion. I go there and you're like, dude, I am not missing my bike ride. I don't care what it takes.
Rain or shine. Because
That's it.
I don't feel the same if I don't do it. Like
That's it.
I look forward to it these days. Yeah,
But it
but
started
it
with
didn't start that
discipline that
way. It
turned
didn't
into
start that way.
desire. That's right.
Yeah.
And then the desire over time turned into devotion. And man, you are just on it. And I think about that with prospecting. When we understand what we're doing in our businesses and the significance we're creating for ourselves and our families and our realtor partners and the people that we're having relationship with, that's where the discipline turns into desire, then into devotion. Okay, last thought. So, and the last one is this: accountability. So we've got discipline. We talked about structure, which is probably a little bit better word, a proven plan. And then I think the piece that just pulls it all together, I'd love to hear your thought, is the accountability of doing the work.
Well, let me ask you this. How do you think Weight Watchers would work? What would
Ooh,
be their success rate
ooh.
if there was no scale at
Hey,
the
tell
meeting?
tell. I don't know if everybody knows that. Tell them what you have to do at every meeting, because that's
Every
good.
meeting
You got to walk in.
so I've been told. My my friends have told me that when you go to a Weight Watchers,
Yeah,
the first thing you do is you
you
go over
step on
there
that
and
scale.
you step on that scale.
Yeah,
Right. And you can't go in there, hey, I'm going to pass on the scale this time, guys. I'm not yet. No, that's not how it works. And or for our golfers out there, let's say you go play a game of golf and oh, we're not going to keep score today. How well do you think your game would be if you went out by yourself and didn't keep score?
yeah, not very good.
Like not very good. And so the accountability is a really big thing. The thing about the accountability, there you have to make sure that you surround yourself with a crowd that does it in a cool way. Because here's what we
Yeah,
don't want.
yeah.
A lot of us have an experience of accountability that's shame based,
Hmm.
right? And you do
Yeah,
not want to be a part of that. There's nothing good comes from that, right?
yeah,
Nothing good comes from that. And so you find yourself I say a crowd, but a group to hang out with, or some people or an organization where they're holding you accountable, but they're holding you accountable with love and respect. And this might sound a little cheesy or corny, but man, that's a big deal.
yeah,
You do not want to be a shame based accountability because that's poison.
yeah,
But when you're doing with love based accountability, and that when you show up, you have that
yeah,
discipline. You're
yeah,
consistent with the proven plan,
yeah.
and then everybody gives you a high five. That's a positive accountability, and that's what you're looking for.
Yeah. Hey, and Carl, it goes back to this. We know the activity is what will help you get your desired results. And so everything you're saying is it's more goal based and it's like, hey,
Yeah,
this is what you're wanting. This is the dream. Here's what it takes. How are you doing and doing what it takes? And so it's
yeah.
such a cool way to do it. Hey, I love these thoughts. And for all of you in the community, and you're saying, man, this sounds like something I need, go to loanofficersuccess.com. We would love to invite you. We're taking applications for the next boot camp that's coming in. And so if you're interested in something like this, which is focused on discipline, structure, a proven plan, and accountability, loanofficersuccess.com. Fill in a couple of pieces of information. And then my team and I will get back with you and would love to, man, invite you on a journey. Carl, it's making such a big difference in the lives of loan officers across the nation. So good stuff.
So, and just for clarification, describe to me the boot camp.
Yeah. Hey, Carl, when you're ready and you're listening and you say, hey, I am ready to take a next step, here's what we're doing. We're meeting for 8 weeks, every single week. It's a virtual meeting. And in this meeting, we're working through exactly what we talked about: the discipline, consistency, structure, a proven plan, and then such cool accountability and community because we know you can't do it alone. And so it's a super small, intimate group. And so, man, just fill out the information, loanofficersuccess.com. We're really seeing significant results. The first group that went through in the first 4 weeks saw 267% growth. This last 8 weeks, they were at 500% growth. And that's in closings and funded loans that are hitting the bottom line in what they're doing. And I'm excited because, Carl, the results, it's more about this. I'm finding that there's somebody who said, I just need that next step. I know I can do it. and what you're talking about resonates with me, then you're the right candidate and the right person to join this community, because we're finding there's a lot of people on an island by themselves. And Carl, we started this. You and I talked about it because people were saying, hey, it's like I need a jump start, a kick in the arm or shot in the arm, just a way to get it moving forward. And I need to do it quickly. And this has been the answer to that. And Carl, we're just so excited, you and I both, about the results that are happening with the loan officers. Loanofficersuccess.com. And look, just fill out a couple of pieces of information. We'll reach out within 24 hours. And we've got a boot camp here launching very quickly. So go there. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, man. I appreciate you.
All right.
Loanofficersuccess.com, and we'll
That's
see
it.
you on the next episode.
All right. See you.